What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. Yo, big shout out to Timothy 4664 for pointing out this video that ESPN put out maybe 2 days ago regarding Lebron James and Bronny James. He told me about it in a comment. Timothy said yes, and Stephen A's pandering BS that he was delivering tonight was complete garbage. I'm a lifelong Celtics fan, and I bleed green all day long. The Lakers can eat a bag of you know what. Stephen A saying that LeBron deserved to get his son on the team because of all he's done, and the fact it was the Lakers. Are you kidding me? First, LeBron didn't save the league. He didn't save shit. The table was already set. Magic and Bird bought the food and prepared the meal. Jordan cooked and Kobe made the dessert. LeBron took over the restaurant. It was already established. He just had to maintain those 3 Michelin stars. Please. And yeah, the Lakers are a dynasty. In no way is that enough to take someone else's spot. Someone who deserved it over Bronny. Get the fuck out of here. Thank you for the comment and sending me that direction towards Stephen A. Smith and what he said. I haven't seen it yet. I'm curious. So I did find the video that he's talking about. And I searched the internet to make sure I didn't miss any other topic that Stephen A. Smith talked about on ESPN about Bronny. And this was the only video, so this has to be it. Anywho, let's get into it. If the video, I'm going to tell you right now, if you do not see the actual video footage, it's because Disney, ESPN Enterprises blocked it, so I removed the video. And I'll probably edit it in, that explanation as well, but let's get into it.
To the association, a sight long in the making yesterday when LeBron James and Bronny James stepped on the court together in the Lakers preseason game against the Suns. Shannon, how special was it to see them on the court together?
I mean, it's surreal. I mean, I think we've only, in modern time, I mean, I remember when King Griffey Jr. and his dad was on the field together with the Mariners, and to see this, I never thought it was even possible, because that means Senior is going to have to play well enough, long enough, in order for Junior just to make it to that point. It's an unbelievable feeling, and guess what, Stephen A.? I believe the first game of the season they're going to play, I will be at that game. Now, run tell that. October 22nd, Shea going to be in the house, for sure.
Well, first of all, I find it very difficult to believe that you're going to make the game. I got to see it to believe it, because...
You're a hater.
With your damn schedule, who knows whether or not you're going to be there. I'll probably be there. But I will say this. I just want to take a moment to say this in all seriousness. You know, we can talk about how surreal the moment is. I've been very disgusted at the cynics out there who've gotten at LeBron about this. I want to remind everybody who we're talking about here. We're talking about somebody where you can make a legitimate argument there is no one who has done more for the game of basketball in the modern era. Yes, I could be critical about some jump shooting. I could be critical about him having a podcast when he knows his coach is on a hot seat and stuff like that. But make no mistake about it, I don't slip when it comes to recognizing A, his greatness, and B, what he has meant for the game of basketball. He's earned the right to facilitate his son being a teammate of his. The Golden State Warriors, as recently reported, was considering taking Bronny James, but out of respect to LeBron James and his wishes, didn't do so, according to the reports, which is why he ended up going number 55 to the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's understand that while Bronny has a lot to prove, and we're wishing him nothing but the best and all the luck in the world, LeBron James has earned the right to have the kind of cachet that could manipulate the proceedings to such a degree. This man is one of the top 2, 3 greatest players in the history of basketball, without question. But what he has done as an ambassador of the game, he's earned the right to have himself in this situation for his son to be on that basketball court with him. If it was somebody else, we wouldn't be saying it. Let's make sure we say that about LeBron James. He deserves this. He's earned it. He's done that much for the game.
Stephen A., we see it all the time in coaching. We see it all the time in front offices.
Yeah.
They do it all the time. They got 3, 4 of their sons in coaching. They got 3 or 4 of their family members in the front office, and we don't bat an eye. Now all of a sudden, for the first time in NBA history, oh man, it's nepotism. Half the corporations is nepotism. They got family members working. We're gonna move on, Molly. We're gonna move on. Let's move on. Come on.
There.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, but absolutely, it's unbelievable to see his dreams realized playing out there with his son.
First of all, I think it's absolutely hilarious that they've completely dodged Bronny James' abysmal, garbage, trash performance or performances 2 games into the preseason. Completely dodged it. Didn't even want to talk about it. Now, if he would have had an admirable game, it would have been all over. You're telling me y'all went through a whole ESPN First Take program. A whole program. And because Bronny James played bad, you didn't talk about it. You didn't talk about it at all. Because you always find time to put LeBron James related content and topics up there when it's stuff that you want to talk about. And obviously, you want to talk about him playing on a court with his son and what it means, but you don't want to talk about how he played. And how he played is probably, and to me, it is, an indication of why he doesn't belong in the NBA in the first place. That cracks me up. Y'all avoided that like the plague. Like the plague. I didn't even want to talk about it. Didn't happen in your mind. It's crazy, man. LeBron James has everybody scared, man. People are on pins and needles around this guy because of all the manipulation and all the control he has, not just inside the Lakers organization, but league-wide. People are scared to say anything about this guy, and especially dare you say something about his son, his firstborn. You got people dodging questions, avoiding questions, not answering questions, straight up fabricating, lying about Bronny James' skill, his talents, his performance levels, just completely praising him for nothing he's done. And they will not be critical of this guy at all. I'm talking ESPN analysts, reporters, FS1, people inside the Lakers organization, everybody. You see what happened when that video footage leaked of Jaylen Brown. What did he say? He was watching Bronny play, I think it was Summer League, and they caught him in the stands saying, not verbatim, but he said something along the lines of he's not an NBA player. And boy, were the dogs on Jaylen Brown, and the dogs were on him fast. How dare you say something like that about a scrub? You got JJ Redick scrambling to find words to describe Bronny James. Ultimately says he's basically a disruptive defender. He's a good defender, and we're going to try to push him into being a reliable defensive package of some sort. That's a lie. I've watched the guy play. He looks lost out there on defense. Just because he catches 1 or 2 chase down blocks doesn't make him a great defender or disruptor. Cut it out. All right? Then he goes on to say, what else can you say good about Bronny James, JJ Redick? He's fun to be around. I like being around him, and he has a good soul. A good soul? You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. Anthony Davis was out there too. Just lying about him. Talk about he liked what he's seen from him so far. This, that, and the third. Well, I don't like what I've seen so far. Especially if this guy's out here getting minutes like that. Please. He has no place on the court. You could take his little 2-game sample of 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 block. You know, what is he shooting? 15% from the field, something like that. You could take all that, shove it up your ass. Can't believe we drafted this clown. We drafted him and given this guy all this attention, but we know why. Meanwhile, the Laker rookie that is playing well, Mr. Connect, ain't nobody talking about him. So Stephen A. Smith is saying, because of what LeBron James has accomplished in his career, that he has earned the right
to facilitate his son coming to the NBA and playing on the Los Angeles Lakers and manipulating the draft and manipulating everything else. Get the fuck out of here, Stephen A. Smith. You can get the fuck out. Y'all can sit here and talk about, oh, nepotism has been around. Nepotism. Shut the hell up. Shut up. There's a difference from like an owner, somebody that owns a team, financially, legally owns a team, which is essentially, you might as well call it something similar to a family-owned product, like a family-owned business, but not quite, and wanting their children to take over the company or the business to be the next owners in line of something that they paid for and worked for. That's not the same as an NBA player coming into the NBA. I'm sorry. And I would have less of an issue with that if he was even somewhat of an adequate player. Just somewhat. Show me something. But I haven't seen it. Even considering that the kid's a rookie, and we know rookies aren't going to be good from the start, you could usually see something in him. See something that you could plant, something that can sow. I don't see anything from this guy because he doesn't belong here. He's here way too premature. He's a premature baby. Now, plenty of times premature babies grow to be beautiful, strong babies, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong about Bronny, but from what I've seen, this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm sure plenty of you may disagree with my stance on that and the whole nepotism idea, but sound off in the comment section, please. Where are all the Bronny supporters at? But to say that LeBron James has earned this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. He's earned the right for his son, regardless of how skilled he is, or even if he belongs in a league, to play with him. Have you lost your mind? Really? No, the things he earned are the accomplishments he achieved through his hard work and playing basketball. He earned MVPs. He earned scoring titles. He earned championships. He earned all-star team selections. He earned all-NBA selections. He earned a victory to a game. He earned a victory to a series. He earned contract extension. He earned all the backlash and criticism for all the crazy antics he does on and off the court as well. He earned that too. That's something you earn. So what you're saying is that LeBron James earned this. This is about LeBron James. That's how Stephen A. Smith is putting it. This should be about Bronny James. But y'all are making it about LeBron James. Like, here's a gift to you. We don't give a damn about how good your son is, but this is a gift to you, LeBron James. We don't care about Bronny. Bronny has nothing to do with it. We don't care how good he is. We don't care how he performs. But this is about you, LeBron, because you deserve to play with your son. The craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. And that's sad. And they're making it very clear they don't give a damn about Bronny. This is about licking the chops of LeBron James, fanning him with palm leaves, dropping grape pellets into his mouth. That's what y'all making me think. It should be about this young man. And he's getting the media coverage, but behind it all, Stephen A. Smith, according to Stephen A. Smith, it comes back to LeBron James. Bronny didn't earn this, which also kind of proves my point. He didn't earn this. That's why he shouldn't be here right now. And he's here because of his dad. That's why he's here. It should be something Bronny James earned through his hard work, through his dedication, working through college, showing his worth in college to be truly eligible for the NBA draft and honorably selected. But no, he didn't put the work in. We all know that. Through his high school career, through his college career, he has nothing to show for it that shows his NBA talent. He didn't earn it. If you get to the NBA, you should be able to earn it as a player. Show me some. Give me something. Something that I can be like, you know what? He might not have this, but damn, he has this, and he could be a real useful tool in the NBA. What? And he got a guaranteed contract for the Lakers. Man, there's players in the D-League right now that are far better than Bronny James, but can't stay on an NBA team. Can't get a guaranteed contract. That's crazy. According to the GLeagueNBA.com advanced stats, Mac McClung, y'all know Mac McClung, right? The white boy that won the NBA Slam Dunk Contest, I believe twice, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I think he won twice. In the G League, or the D League, what I'm used to calling it, McClung is averaged 22.2 points, 4.6 rebounds, 6.4 assists. I can promise you, Bronny James cannot provide those kind of stats or that type of output or that type of impact on a G League team. And my boy Mac McClung can't get a guaranteed contract. Despite playing okay in the small amount of games he was able to play in the NBA before getting sent back to the G League. McClung out here looking like a G League All-Star, maybe MVP, man. And my brother can't get a guaranteed contract, but, you know, Bronny's that guy, apparently. Bro, excuse me for disrespecting you, Mac McClung. McClung did get the Kia NBA G League Most Valuable Player in the 2023-2024 season. My bad for the disrespect, Mr. McClung. And you can't get a guaranteed contract, guy. Bro, you can't make this up. You know, that's crazy. That's crazy. Everything LeBron James has done for this league, he deserves it. Okay. While I have to agree there with what some of Timothy said, he didn't have a Larry Bird, Magic Johnson impact. He didn't have a Michael Jordan impact on the NBA. Kobe, along with some other great players in those 2000s, helped carry the league. Kobe can never be the face or the undisputed face because of his legal issues in Colorado, though through his stellar play, a lot of people were able to put that behind him. And at one point, he kind of was arguably the face of the NBA for a short amount of time, arguably. But it wasn't him just carrying the league through those 2000s. Yeah, Kobe was the best player in the league, according to most people, for a lengthy span there. But you still had people like Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. All these guys kind of overlapped each other at one point as far as pushing the league forward. No question about that. But especially after Kobe retired, it was definitely LeBron James, the face of the NBA to move forward. And then, Steph Curry came in there too, right? But LeBron didn't do anything extraordinary. Like, he just took over and kept it on cruise control. And the big thing that LeBron James did for the NBA, see, people want to talk about all the things he did off the court. I'm not talking about off the court. I'm not talking about how many schools he opened up. I'm not talking about educational centers. I'm not talking about churches. I'm not talking about him helping an old lady cross the street. I'm not talking about him getting a cat out of a tree. I can give a damn about that. I'm talking strictly basketball related. And the one thing that I can really point to that LeBron James definitely changed is the player mobility and player empowerment, if you will. And some might argue that I don't think that's always been a good thing. It all started with his decision and then, the super team thing in Miami, the super team thing in Cleveland, eventually making a super team with the Los Angeles Lakers when they added Russell Westbrook. But we know how that went. But after LeBron did that, everybody else were like, hey, if LeBron did it, well, we could do it too. Let's follow the example. And then we saw the big move, Kevin Durant to Golden State. And during that time, the NBA sucked. There was no parity in the league. And actually, once LeBron went to the Miami Heat, as far as who's going to represent the Eastern Conference, there was no parity at all. And then once you had the Cavs and the Warriors, we already knew who was going to be in the NBA Finals every single year outside of some crazy injury. There was no parity in the league. That wasn't good for the NBA. Yeah, those two organizations were able to put butts in the seat, collect a lot of revenue, but it wasn't the same for everybody else. It was during that time where people were like, I'm not watching the NBA playoffs to the finals because I already know who's going to be there. And then, even though LeBron James has honored every contract, he's played through all his contracts before he went into free agency. Tip your hat to that. People took that to a whole nother level. Now you got people kicking and screaming, crying to get out of contracts, showing up fat on purpose, all this stupid stuff. Now, granted, these kind of things happened in the past, but not nearly as frequent as it is commonplace now for players to do this. And this has stemmed from the decision in LeBron James and the player empowerment and player movement. This is what it has evolved into. So you take the good and the bad, I suppose, but I mean, like I said, it hasn't always been a great thing for the league. I mean, you could talk about his longevity and all his success and all his stats. That's different. LeBron James has pushed player empowerment. LeBron James being as polarizing as he is, you're going to have a lot of people wanting to watch him. A lot of people are going to come fill arenas no matter what stadium he's in. So yeah, he's going to bring revenue for him being him. No question about that. Whether you want to see him win or you want to see him lose. But to make it sound like this guy revolutionized the league and like something on the level of Bird and Magic and Michael Jordan, no, stop it. And even Kobe's my guy. And like I said, I didn't give Kobe all the credit for carrying the league. But one thing Kobe did make a huge impact on is expanding the NBA globally. But see, he was constantly involved with other countries, traveling to other countries, promoting the game in other countries, especially China. He's like legendary tier status in China. And he's also spent a lot of time in the Philippines, Turkey, other European countries. He was big on globalization. That's why Kobe was the global icon he was. So he did a lot, overseas. The players today, everybody feels entitled to everything. LeBron's entitled to things, and apparently Bronny James is now entitled to things because his entitled father is who he is. This is the mentality of these players today. This is the LeBron James mentality. Entitlement, player entitlement. Look at Michael Jordan and Marcus Jordan, for example. Honestly, Marcus Jordan was probably about as good as Bronny James. I think Bronny's a bit more flashy, more athletic than Marcus. Marcus reminded me more of a Brandon Roy kind of player. Wasn't fancy, got right to the point. He could shoot that ball, he could finish that run. But anyway, they were more or less about the same caliber of player in high school from what I've seen. And in college, we can only go off what we've seen from a small sample size of Bronny because they felt like he didn't need to play any more college ball. You'd have to say Marcus Jordan was a better college basketball player than Bronny James. Marcus was at UCF. But you didn't see Jordan out here flexing, using his cachet, using his legendary status. And a truly legendary status Michael Jordan has. And forcing his son onto some NBA team. Because Michael Jordan isn't that type of guy. Michael Jordan doesn't feel entitled to anything. Michael Jordan is a guy cut from the old cloth, old school. You need to work for everything you get. And I'm going to teach my son that. You don't deserve to be in this league if you're not good enough. So put the work in and show them why you belong. I can only get you but so far. But there are life lessons to be taught here, sir. I'm not giving everything out to you on a silver platter. It's good enough that you're already my son and you've been able to grow up with some things that most people never get to experience or have through their life. I'm not scooting you through every line out there. You got to work for it. This is how life is. That's how Michael Jordan treated that situation. LeBron and Bronny James, Let me spoon feed you. Let me baby bird that worm down your mouth. Crazy. You're telling me LeBron James earned it, but what did Bronny James earn? right? He's the one playing. He's the one coming into league. Did he earn it? No, he did it. And it should be about him. That's all I got to say about it. Again, Tim, appreciate you for sending that one out to me. Sound off in the comment section. I know I probably hit some controversial things, but it is what it is, man. Those are my thoughts. You share yours. We out, baby.